Hello, my name's Rachel Hiller and I'm a researcher at the University of Bath in the UK. And today I'm going to be talking about some research I completed with colleagues when I was at Flinders University in South Australia. This research surveyed 192 parents or carers about the pre-diagnosis concerns that they had for their child who would go on to meet the diagnostic criteria for autism spectrum disorder. In particular, we were interested in whether there would be any differences in the concerns held for girls versus concerns held for boys, to see if this could shed light on why it may be harder to detect signs of autism in girls. What we found were some really interesting key differences in the early concerns for girls versus boys. For example, carers of girls were far more likely to report concerns for their daughters externalising behaviour in a social situation. However, they were also far more likely to report that no teacher had ever expressed concern for their daughter's development. So what we have here is additional information on a growing body of evidence that girls with autism may present differently in a school or teacher-led environment versus the home environment. And here we found that this may be apparent even from the preschool years. Shedding some light on why this may be, we asked parents to report on the primary strategy they thought their children used to manage early social situations, such as childcare or kindergarten. For girls, it was commonly reported that they would engage in mimicking or copying behaviour in attempts to fit in. So this might include copying interactions they'd seen between peers or between adults. Whereas for boys, it was far more likely that they would withdraw or isolate themselves from play. So girls' strategies may act to hide their underlying social difficulties, making it harder for teachers to detect problems. We also found interesting differences in the obsessional or restricted interests of girls versus boys. When asking parents or carers to report on this, we found that girls' early interests were far more likely to be around seemingly quite random objects, such as collecting stickers or glitter or lining up pencils. Whereas for boys, it was far more likely to be around what we may consider quite classic early signs of autism, such as non-functional use of wheeled toys, so lining up of cars or repetitive spinning of the wheels. We know that girls are less likely to present with restricted interests compared to boys, but what our research is showing is that it may be the nature of these interests that differs, and in our paper we discuss reasons for why this may be harder to detect in girls. This paper was published in Autism, the Journal of International Research and Practice, and is titled Sex Differences in the Pre-Diagnosis Concerns Held for Children Later Diagnosed with Autism Spectrum Disorder, and is by myself, Robin Young and Nathan Webber, and can be found at aut.sagepub.com. Thank you.